Hey, I'm Katie.
And I'm Asher.
And Asher is about to go out and do some door dashing. And I thought that we would do like a beginner's guide to DoorDash, and he can kind of take you along while he's doing a dash tonight. On this channel, we talk a lot about how we don't work normal jobs and we like making our own money and our own schedule. And one of the ways that we do that is by doing several different side hustles, and DoorDash is one of those side hustles. I'm not usually the one who does DoorDash. I tend to prefer to do Instacart, but Asher does DoorDashing a lot more than I do, which is why he's going to take you along. And why is it that you like to dash instead of doing some of the other apps?
Well, DoorDashing is a lot easier so most of the time you just walk in a restaurant, you just pick up the order, and then you take the order and deliver it. Usually you leave it at the door. You don't even have to interact with anyone. I never have to contact customers. That is rare to never. Most of the time I don't have any interaction with customers. Every once in a while they'll come out and get their order, but that's not very common at all. And the pay per order is less than Instacart, but the work is a lot less also. So, and honestly, the driving around is pretty easy, and you can make a lot of money doing DoorDash and not having to put as much work into it.
So Asher is getting ready to go out. It's Sunday night, and it is about 4 o'clock, and he's going to dash for a few hours tonight and just see how much money he makes, and he's going to take you along with him. So I'm going to hand the camera over to him.
I'm Asher, your DoorDasher, and I'm going to take you guys on a little ride along with me tonight. Grab some orders and see if we can make some money. So we're about to start our DoorDash. As you can see, it's busy in my area right now. There's actually a $1.50 promo, so you get an additional $1.50 per order. And you can also choose to earn per order, or you can earn by time, which means you earn at least $11 per hour in DoorDash pay. And that is from when you accept an order to when you drop it off. And then you also get customer tips. I don't generally do earn by time. I generally do earn per order. You also, if you earn by time, you don't get that $1.50 promo. And then you can scroll down and say how long you want to dash for. I'm just going to go, I always go as late as I can. So this is an order to Blaze, which we're not going to take because it's going too far in the wrong direction. So we're just going to let that order go and wait for the next order. We are right here on the map right now. On DoorDash, it shows you all of the busy areas. Generally, oh, okay. That's honestly not bad for that price. It could be more. DoorDash does not give you the amount, like the full amount. Sometimes they don't share all the information. It is only 2 items, but we may possibly take it. Just cause. Let's accept this order. Because we do happen to be right next to the store. It's probably not going to be any more than that, but I still feel like for the $14.25 just to drive it there, it's probably worth it. So we're going to go ahead and drive over to this store, this restaurant, and go ahead and pick up this order. Okay, so we've arrived at the store, so we're going to go ahead and click Arrived at Store. And then we're going to go in and ask for Cassidy's order. We grabbed Cassidy's order, and now we're gonna head to drop this off. All right, so once we get the order and we get back to the car, sometimes they'll ask you to confirm the pickup in the store. Most of the time, they don't really care. So you just hit confirm pickup. And then we are going to hit directions away from here, which is a little bit farther than I would usually take, but it just so happens that I'm actually heading down to this area anyway, so I'm just kind of going to make a detour over to Beachside, which is where this is going. I don't know if the tip will be any more, as it is only 2 items. But generally, people on Beachside actually tend to tip pretty well because they know that all of the restaurants on this side are pretty far away. Also, one of the major downfalls of DoorDash is I'm hungry all the time because all of the food smells absolutely amazing. And so I basically want to eat the entire night. All right, so we're going to head that way. We have arrived, and of course it is on level 5, and so I get to climb all of these stairs, so that's exciting. There may possibly be an elevator, but here in Florida the elevators outside are not super trustworthy. So stairs it is, because there apparently is no elevator. So Cassidy actually messaged me to let me know that where the elevator was located. So we're going to complete the delivery steps. Take a picture with the number if possible. And then complete delivery. All right, so they said the order total was going to be $14.50, and that is exactly what it was. Sometimes it can be more. It's never less than what they say it's going to be. That's your minimum pay. So one of the great things about dashing in Florida is some of the beautiful views that we get of the ocean and a very beautiful sunset. All right, so that delivery is complete. So now then we just wait for another delivery order, and we're actually located right here, and we are going to head down International, where all the restaurants are, to try and pick up some better orders. So I started dashing around 4:30. It is now 5:48, given I did take an Instacart order. That was a shop-only order, so that did take up a little bit of my time. So I would say I've been dashing about an hour, and I've made $26 so far. So it actually seems like it's going to be an okay night. So we'll see what we get tonight. But so far, $26 for an hour is actually, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. This is an example of an order that we would never do, even if it's only going 2 miles. They didn't tip. It's also McDonald's, which is awful to get food from anyway. I don't do any fast food restaurants at all. Not unless they're tipping really, really well, and McDonald's people never tip well. That's going to be a no every day. So this is also an example of an order we would not take. Although they did tip, it is going 6.7 miles. And it's probably not going to be any more. Outback is a pretty good restaurant, but this is one item, and they probably tipped they feel like they probably tipped pretty reasonably. A lot of people don't actually know how far the restaurant is from their house. But generally, as a general rule of thumb, I prefer to not take orders that are less than $1 per mile, preferably there and back. This is probably going to be an okay order. I'm probably not going to take it because it's a little bit low for P.F. Chang. P.F. Chang is a restaurant that I hang out quite often because I do know that P.F. Chang is a very expensive restaurant, and the people generally tip really well. I have not seen an order leave this restaurant for less than like $50. But it is still 5 miles away, and it's going in the opposite direction. It takes us a little bit far away from the action, so we're just going to go ahead and not accept that order. I also want you to know that although your acceptance rate, they want your acceptance rate to be really high, some people do take all of the orders. I do not. I have standards, and I'm not running my gas out or, putting miles on my car and costing me money. So, I mean, I have set standards of what orders I'm willing to accept and what orders I'm not willing to accept. Like, I do require $1 per mile, or I'm not doing it. Or at least need to know for a fact that order is going to be more. Like, I have taken orders from P.F. Chang that are this order is still going 5.2 miles, and it's only 3 items, and this is just a burger restaurant. So I know that this order is probably not going to be any more than that. And you'll see that my acceptance rate is only at 20%. And that's because I do not accept every trash order that DoorDash throws out. And this whole section about why you have to, say why, don't hit something else, because then you have to put other stuff in. Honestly, I think it makes it really complicated. And when you're driving, it makes it hard to drive, and they just need to take that off. So one of the hot spots right now is P.F. Chang's, which is the restaurant that I'm currently sitting right next to. Rock Bottom is also here, as well as Four Rivers, which is a barbecue restaurant, a very good barbecue restaurant. And I generally hang out around this area because these are some of the most expensive restaurants that we have. And I generally know for a fact that most of the orders that are leaving these restaurants are orders that do have tips on them. Restaurants like McDonald's, for example, or Burger King. Those are not restaurants that generally have tips on them, or at least not good tips at that. Every once in a while, Chick-fil-A sometimes has some tips on it, but I don't take orders from Chick-fil-A for a completely different reason, okay? Generally, fast foods, the line's really long. You have to wait for the food, and then there's still not a substantial tip after the fact. So one of the best ways to be successful at DoorDash is to make sure that you know your area, you know the restaurants, especially the highly sought after restaurants, the expensive restaurants, and you generally should know your area to the point where you know that if you deliver this order into, let's say, 5 miles down the road, is there restaurants 5 miles down the road? Are you going to be able to get an order down there, or do you need to drive 5 miles back before you can get an order? Because if you've got to drive 5 miles back before you can get an order, then I'm going to need to have $1 per mile on my way there, and then $1 per mile on my way back, because I'm not going to get any orders. So that's a longer amount of time that I'm going to be going without making money. So this is an order I am going to take. It is going 1.7 miles, and it's guaranteed $7.50. Now, this does require the red card because I'm going to PetSmart, so I'm going to pick up something for these people. And they have 3 items, and it seems like all cat stuff. I really like animals, so a lot of times I will take the PetSmart orders just because I really like to go to PetSmart. which even if it's not money efficient, if I'm down here, I will take a PetSmart order just because I want to go to PetSmart. All right, so let's go to PetSmart. And I'm literally within walking distance of PetSmart right now. So, and then the person's house is only a mile from here. So either way, this is actually still really good regardless. You have to go shopping, but you know, which is dangerous because when I go to PetSmart, I would like to buy stuff for my pets too. So, all right, we've arrived at PetSmart. Let's go get us some shopping done. Let's go. Jeez. Oh, look at these cute little sloths. All right, now that I'm done, you know, looking around and playing, let's go shopping for this person's stuff. Yep. Okay, so this is the stuff that we're looking for. Frisbee's meaty bits. So find the item and you scan it. There we go. All right. Now we have two find. These cat treats. Swap out these Temptations. That was wrong. It was not wrong. It worked. Actually didn't know this one was cat food. It's actually cat food. Okay, we're done. We're gonna proceed to checkout. And then you have them scan this part when you get out there. Okay, got our whole order. I'm gonna go check out. Look at all these cute little Woodstock shirts. Oh, I love them, all of them. Wild and free. Oh, these are all so cute. That's adorable. This is why that I wound up in PetSmart for so long. Katie's about to find out, like, why that I'm here so much. So we're heading to our drop-off location for this order. It was really close. I'm less than 4 minutes from the drop-off, and I just left the store. I'm actually still in the parking lot. That's my turtle navigator, you know. That's my little sea turtle that, you know, helps me navigate.
Turn left onto Pitt Road, West Road.
So we have arrived at our drop-off location. Sometimes you have to scope out the area just a little bit because it's dark, and I had to walk around here and actually find this apartment before I got all of this stuff out of the car. But it's cool, I found it. So we're gonna drop off their order now. DoorDash is fun in the dark. Hey, buddy. Oh, no problem, man.
Get these ready for dinner.
All right. I will. You have a good evening, brother.
Do not, man. Be safe and stay warm.
Because the customer actually came out on this order to take the order, I actually don't have to take a photo of it. I just hit handed order directly to the customer. Complete the delivery from there. The order was $7.50, which is what they said it was going to be. My total shop time was 3 minutes. A little over 3 minutes, almost 4. Overall, it wasn't an awful order. And we immediately got another order because we are still very close. It says over $1 a mile. This restaurant is pretty expensive, so I actually might go ahead and accept this order. The less downtime that you have between orders is honestly better. If the order is pretty good, you want to avoid sitting there waiting on orders if possible. We were only like 2 minutes away, so we are already pulling in at this little Mexican restaurant. My only complaint about this restaurant is that they can be a little bit slow when it comes to picking up orders, but we'll see. All right, we picked up our order for Alyssa, and we're going to head to our drop-off location. That is about 5 miles from here. All right, so we're going to confirm that we picked up Alyssa's order. And we're going to go ahead and navigate to our drop-off location, which is only about 11 minutes from here.
Head north toward Bill France Boulevard.
All right, we got our order going on. We got our navigation up. Let's go. Let's go deliver this order. Make some money. Note to everyone, buckle in your cargo, because sometimes it moves around, especially if you drive like a maniac, which I do. I do drive like a maniac. So, got to buckle that in. All right, we've arrived at our next drop-off location. Which is going to be right up these stairs. All right, we're going to take a photo of our delivery. Preferably get the door number.
You got the drinks?
This photo, complete delivery. We're all done with that order, so we're gonna head back out to go get the next one. So I did accept that last order that went 5 miles, but that order was dropped off right here where my little blue dot is. And if you notice, there is restaurants, and it is actually a very busy area right here. So I knew that there would be restaurants like right nearby where I could possibly grab more orders without having to drive all the way back. All right, so I took another little order at this Hooligans restaurant. It was $6.26 for this order. It's only going like 2.5 miles. But a big factor for me is it's actually a pretty expensive like little restaurant / bar. They got like 3 items. Another cool feature about DoorDash, if you don't know, you can actually click up here at the top and actually go to the person and it actually tells you the price of their order, which kind of tells you, that gives you a little bit more insight into like what maybe the tip will be. I do believe that this order will actually be more than $6.26. So we're gonna go ahead and deliver this order, and we'll see what the order winds up being.
Thanks, sir.
You're welcome, buddy. All right, we got our order all buckled in for safety, and now we're gonna head to our drop-off location, which is only 1.6 miles and 4 minutes from here. All right, we've reached our next drop-off location. I think this is a unit to customer order. So yeah, I don't do McDonald's, and that is a trash order. So that last order actually wound up being only $6.25. So I was wrong. I mean, you have to accept that regardless of the price of some people's food, some people are cheap pieces of shit. But I'm just gonna let that go. So I took another order. It says it's $5.50. This is actually one of two orders. So I'm actually going to both of these restaurants. They're right next to each other. I do this all the time. And because these two restaurants are literally like right next to each other. And then the houses are also like right next to each other. So the payout total guaranteed was at least $10.50. I don't know how much it will actually be, but there is a total of 2 separate pickups and 2 separate drop-offs. So we're going to go do these 2 orders and see what we get. All right, so we're going to head inside of Carrabba's first. This is a rather pricey Italian grill. All right, I picked up the order from Carrabba's right there. So next I'm going to go into Cantina Louie's and pick up this second order. They literally are right next to each other. Okay, we've arrived at our first stop. It is 205. There's actually 2 entrances, so I'm actually not sure which one is going to lead us to the correct one, but we're just going to check both of them. Hopefully I was right. Oh, look at that. Look at that. I was right. Okay, so we left it at the door from delivery. Marked and got it. To my next drop-off location, which was actually the more expensive restaurant. So this is the one that I'm hoping is going to be a little bit more. Turns out it's actually only 1 minute away from the first drop-off location, and this actually happens to be a hotel. So tourists here in Daytona actually pay out some of the best money. So let's hope we get a little extra on this order. So we got our second order, and we've pulled up to the extended stay, which is our next stop. It's a hotel here in Daytona. So we're gonna go and deliver this order up to his door. Which always is at the end. Down this creepy hotel that looks like American Horror Story. So now we got the order here. We have to complete the delivery steps. I'm going to take a photo and include the door. Use photo. You're welcome. Alright, so unfortunately it wasn't anymore, but you know, we still made $10.50 off this order, which is not super bad. It was like 3 miles. Okay, so at the end of my night, I ended with $59.51. My dash time was 4 hours and 24 minutes, which would put me a little over $13 an hour. But my active dash time was only 2 hours and 36 minutes, which puts it a little over $20 per hour. I'm always multi-apping. I generally have DoorDash, Uber Eats, and Instacart all running at the same time, and that's to avoid downtime, and that's generally how I make the most money, is by running all of those apps together so that I can get as many orders as possible, and I also get more choice choosing the best orders. And of course, if you guys would like us to do a video on Uber Eats, it is a little bit different. I'd be happy to do a video on Uber Eats and show you kind of how Uber Eats works.
We're going to be doing more side hustle videos in the future, so if you are interested in seeing any of those videos, you can go ahead and subscribe. And if you are interested in doing Instacart, I've previously done some Instacart videos, and I will link those in the description below.